Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're down here at the paint shop, Tommy.
Yep, there's all kinds of projects going on, but today we're gonna highlight one specifically. This is Igor's truck, and it's legendary brown. You can't really tell it indoors, but it actually still looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it's a little dusty for me in the paint shop. That just sort of happens, but we've painted the frame front to back, and you guys seen it like sporadically in different videos for a while, but this video, we're putting this thing together. We're driving it back up to our shop, and we're going to really like full bore knock this thing out now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's gonna get 100% knocked out, but
It's going to get a lot done.
it's gonna get a lot done. It's gonna be drivable back to the primary shop.
Yeah, well, and then we'll finish, we'll finish the rest up there. But like, we're going to get a hood on it. We're going to get fenders on it. We're going to put the wheels back on it, put the fuel tanks on it. I mean, we got a lot to do.
There's a lot that's gonna happen to this thing.
But we'll flip the camera around. We're going to show you like the state of it right now. And then, after that, it's just like all hands on deck. We're going to throw this thing together.
Yep, let's do this.
So here we go. We got the front end is all done. So this thing's got a single bag air setup on it. That was done by HD Equipment, Jay Hawthorne's guys. They freaking did an awesome job on this air ride deal. So it's still a 3.5-inch drop axle, but it's single bagged, and it sits a little bit lower than the factory 5.5-inch drop axle on air. And you'll see it once this whole thing's together. The truck has an awesome stance to it with that whole setup. But right now we've got, we've painted the frame front to back. The frame before was that, what do you call that gray? Destroyer gray, but it's North Sea gray.
Oh, yeah.
North Sea gray, which is like the same as Destroyer gray. So now
Brian wants to be all technical today.
So we painted Mark and Eli painted this whole frame, and it's a super cool silver color. I don't remember the paint code of the silver that we found, but
It's got a lot of metallic in it. It's like a graphite.
yeah.
So it's like a graphite gray metallic. It looks super sharp. Got some light on there.
Yeah.
And it really, definitely lights it up.
The color's awesome. This color goes really good with the brown. The frame's super slick, and as is all the other parts. So we got a lot of parts and pieces to put on this thing, but I mean, this is a complete color change on the suspension, on the whole chassis, which is a lot of work, but they've done a pretty freaking awesome job. And then we got our cab panels over here. We got our sleeper panels over there. And then back here, we got all of our pieces for the radiator. So silver, we got our air to air. I won't call it an intercooler, Tommy. I'm gonna call it an air to air for you.
An air to air, that's like the traditional way to say it, but it's technically called a charge air cooler.
Oh gosh, I still got it wrong. The charge air cooler. It's an intercooler, an air to air, whatever. It's just like 90 names for this thing. I'm still sticking with intercooler.
Air to air is just like that's what the old guys called it.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, that's some OG language right there.
We got our air tanks and fuel tanks. We got a lot of cool stuff here. So we got a lot of work to do too. There's all our brackets right here for the
Shift fenders.
Yep.
So they're sitting on the ground behind the tanks back there.
Look at that. And then over here we got all of our cage for the radiator, all that deal. So we got quite a bit to start putting together on this thing.
There's a big job ahead of us here.
Yeah. And this truck's gonna look freaking awesome when it's done.
It's gonna look so cool. I'm really excited to see it all together because this is probably the most extensive build we've done since our show truck, right?
Yeah, because you have Bill's truck, our show truck, and now this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the farthest teardown we've done since our show truck, but I think it's going to go together pretty smooth today because everything was all bolted together on it in the beginning.
Yep.
And so now we just got to, kind of put it back on.
together.
So
Yeah, it should be pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to see this thing up at our shop.
Me too. I'll be glad to see it pull out of here. And well, I don't know. I was about to say, I bet the paint guys will be too, but at the same time, I think they've been enjoying seeing this truck here because it is really pretty. I mean, the metallic and the fuel tanks and everything like that.
Once this thing's put together and we wash it off and take it to our shop, it's going to look freaking...
It's going to be so pretty.
Yep. All right, we got the truck, or they got the truck put together enough we can drive this thing now, Tommy.
Yeah, man. We were off on our leisurely holiday vacations, and when we came back, the truck was all put together.
So fuel tanks are on, air tanks are on, frames all put back together under the hood here. Freaking looks good.
No, it really looks good. I love the accents he did under here. Not necessarily accents, but just the additional step Igor requested. You know, painting the charger cooler along with the radiator frame, radiator shroud.
Yep.
For the shroud base, I should say. I think that rubber piece is actually technically called the shroud right here, right?
I don't know. That's the fan shroud.
Is it still a shroud, or is it just like the shroud base?
No, I think it's still a shroud.
Okay.
But you'll see here too, all the texture in this thing's been sanded out and smooth. Makes it all nice and slick looking. Frame looks awesome.
Yeah, the guys did a fantastic job as usual.
And we painted this frame from one end to the other, and it's freaking awesome. This single bag air setup's pretty cool. So that's HD equipment. Jay Hawthorne's guys did that, and man, nice and clean looking under there. It looks awesome. The frame paint on this thing's super nice.
Yeah, it turned out really, really nice. And then one of my favorite things to do on video here is get this this legendary brown kind of dancing across the frame whenever you put, or across the surface when you put some light to it.
The colors look awesome together.
No,
even put the light on the frame. I mean, the color in the frame is. It's not sunny outside today, but when the sun's out, this thing's gonna look really awesome.
No, it's definitely gonna look super, super cool. I can't wait to actually see it outside. Well, when the sun is shining.
Yeah.
But the big question is who has to drive it from here to Byrdstown?
I don't know, whoever.
I mean, so this is one of those ones where it's like that one time we drove one from here to Byrdstown. it was a little sketchy, so.
Well, I'll drive it. I don't care. if you're scared. The other thing we did too on this note is we clocked all the bolts on the frame, so they're all the same. Fifth wheel, angle brackets. They've been, we cut them and rounded the edges on them.
That's typically like a square right here.
Yep.
And then cut that out and round it. It looks so much better when that's done. It
really
does. That makes all the difference to me.
This thing's gonna look super slick when it's together. We're gonna get to the shop. We got plumb up all our air lines and electric lines.
So we've got cab and sleeper panels back on it.
Cab sleeper panels. We got the fifth wheel needs to go on here. We got window chops to put on, and we got boxes to go on here. We got to paint the front hubs when we get to our shop, and then we're going to put the chrome oil caps on there. So we still got a little bit left to do yet, and then we've got some things we're doing on the inside of the truck too. But overall, this thing looks freaking awesome.
Go.
I think we're ready to go.
Let's get this back to the shop so we can work on it.
Oh yeah. Also over here, we're already doing the disassembly process on Timmy Cameron's truck. So this thing's getting ready to get a ton of paint work done to it. And as you can see, we've already got a whole lot of stuff pulled off of it. And we got notes about what colors are going where.
So they're doing the whole headlight bucket gray?
Everything.
All of
it? Yeah. The grill shell on this truck's going, so the grill shell's going gray. Yep. The grill insert will be black. The bumper will be black. And then, or maybe gray. I don't know. That's still debatable right now on the bumper. Basically, everything's going gray or black on this truck. Everything. There will be no shiny nothing on this truck. It'll be pretty slick when it's done. So once they get all this thing together, we got to paint the frame on this truck. And we'll get that part done and then start painting all our gray pieces. And all the while, we got a whole bunch of stuff to cart over for getting powder coated. But this thing's gonna be pretty awesome looking when it's done. Hey, before we leave, we should go look in a paint booth.
Yeah, we should do that.
And then we can go back and start putting Igor's truck together.
Yeah, there's the project inside the paint booth. I've been kind of wanting to see it anyway, just to see how the stripes laid out. That's the 579 that we're doing for the North Carolina State Troopers.
Yep.
So
there's Timmy's tanks there. sanded, ready for paint. But this 579 is turning out pretty freaking cool. It's been in the background of some other videos. This thing was like full aero truck, and we're switching everything over. There we go. So this thing was it's a used truck. We just painted the frame black. Peter from Almost Chrome polished the tanks out. This truck had the side skirts all the way down it, and it had the side skirts back here that came out. So we removed all of those, painted the tanks, put the 12 gauge wide tank straps back on it. And basically now we'll start putting this whole truck back together.
We're gonna find a different toolbox, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna put like a 389 style toolboxes on both sides.
Yeah, so we gotta do a 389 toolbox, and then we gotta find a way to put exhaust on it.
We're gonna put Dynaflex 8-inch stacks on it.
Nice.
But the paint job turned out awesome.
No, it did. It turned out really, really good. I'm pretty happy about how the stripes came out.
It looks good. This truck, when it's done, it's gonna be
unique.
It's definitely gonna be unique. This truck used to be yellow. You can see down inside here, it was yellow. And we painted the whole thing black and then silver stripe.
And I even did it right. I painted the door jambs and everything.
Everything.
So, yeah, whenever
under the hood, all that stuff's done.
When you open the doors, there's not going to be anywhere hardly that you can tell that this truck was yellow. Now, if you're a body guy, I'm sure you're going to be able to like go find some spots here and there. But
I don't know you're gonna find anything. I mean, the entire underneath the hood's done. I mean, once you put all your door handles and mirrors and all that stuff on, I mean, the only way you're gonna know it was yellow is you start taking those things off.
Or if you crawl under the truck.
There's no paint. Oh, dang it, you're right. Because the back, yeah. Right there. There's the one spot. You're right. But, I mean, well, again, and this thing's also going to get light panels down the side too. So you'll have like, you'll have your like 3-inch panels that go around all the way here, and you'll have lights going all the way down the side of the truck as well.
We would have had to take the cab off in order to accomplish that. And
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, we just can't do that.
No. So over here, all this is going to come off. One fun part of this whole project is going to be getting rid of these air tanks and moving some things around so we do the 389 style boxes on it and whatnot. And then the fenders, this back half fender deal, we'll have to figure out how we're going to mount that, because it usually it attaches to the side fairings. Mm-hmm. So we got a few things to kind of build.
We're going to just replace that tank with a polished one, stick it on top of the box like the way they do with the 389.
Yeah, both tanks. So this tank down here on the bottom will have to get mounted back on a frame underneath the cab.
Yep.
Or the sleeper. And then we'll put another air tank here and another air tank on the other side, just like a 389 would be.
Just like a 389.
Yep.
That'd look good.
It's not really a terrible thing to do either. It's just a little time consuming.
A little bit of extra airline, not a big deal.
No. But this thing's going to look freaking awesome when it's done. There's the pieces between the hood and the door. They look nice. And then our lower cab panels. Thing's gonna be cool.
No, it's gonna be super cool. To be a 579, and it'll be one of the nicest 579s I think I've ever seen.
It's gonna be a cool looking truck. Definitely will. All right, let's go get Igor's truck back to the shop so we can get to work.
Happy you.
All right, we got the truck back from the paint shop, parked in here, and we're getting ready to start putting this thing back together. So we're gonna start off, we're gonna get the cab sleeper panels put on this thing. And once we get those on, then we'll go with the exhaust, start putting the exhaust on the truck. And back here, you know, we've got to do all our plumbing and stuff still and put our rear center panel on it. We've got a shock box cover to put on it, and we've got some interior work to do on this thing, but most importantly is here. And now we can start putting this truck together. This thing's gonna go together pretty quick too, and pretty excited about it. This thing's gonna look freaking so good when it's finished. It's this legendary brown is still like one of my favorite colors, and I think that this silver with this frame, this thing's so slick looking. It's gonna be a really nice truck. But yeah, we're gonna get to work on this thing now, and that'll be it for this video. The next video you guys see with this thing will be we'll be bolting on some parts. All right, guys, that's it for this video. We got a lot to do yet to Igor's truck here with Heavy Haul Solutions, but it's gonna go together pretty quick.
Yeah, it's gonna go together pretty quick, and it's in desperate need of a wash job. I don't know if you guys can see this engine bay right here. It's pretty dang bad, but we want to clean it all up and make sure it looks all super shiny new before Igor sees it.
Absolutely. So next videos you guys are gonna see in this thing, it's gonna be going together. We're gonna have cab sleeper panels and stacks on it, and bumpers and all kinds of cool stuff. We got a shock box cover to go back there, so it's going to go together quickly. So you want to make sure you're following along on this. You got to do the things.
Yeah. So you guys get a like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram
at Semi Casual Show,
and then check out our website. The calendar's getting ready to go up soon, and there's going to be a pre-order function on there. And we only ordered about 300 of these things because we didn't really know how it was going to go. This is our first time doing a calendar with Semi Casual. So guys, don't miss out. Get your calendar.
You can go on the website. You can actually see what the calendar is going to look like. It's going to be super nice. And if all goes good, fingers crossed, we should be able to get them out in time for Christmas too.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go out, I think, before Christmas. We're working on ordering them now, so hopefully we can get them in your all's hands before Christmas as a good Christmas gift to somebody. But make sure you pre-order, get your name on one, so that way you won't miss out.
Yep. Other than that, I guess we'll see you guys in the next video.
That's all we got. See ya.
Later.